birthday, so happy birthday to DeAndre, even though it's really not from me because I still have beef with him. And we all know that, so I don't need to worry about that too much. You can
what's the beef? Explain the beef again.
I honestly don't remember. I just remember that we do.
The photo.
Oh, yeah, the photo where he made me look not a thing like Matt Burke, which obviously we look exactly the same.
I also have beef with him because he said that UVA was fine, that they're doing great, that they were up by so much. They were by 12, and then he was like, yeah, it's going well, Emily. And I was like, well, look where it goes. So, again, blame DeAndre, but happy birthday.
I love DeAndre. We played in pickleball. I went right at him. It's the only moment in sports that I'll ever beat him in anything. And he also never played before in his life.
And never play anything against him ever again.
Just
be 1-0 and leave it at that.
When I walk by him in the hallway, it's like, just what athletes are athletes.
Andy's in here right now. Andy, you're older than Brian, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever get to that point where you realize he might be able to beat you with stuff and you just stop playing?
Never stopped playing, but I think we're both good athletes. Brian's a better athlete, though. He's always been a better athlete. He's always taken it way more seriously than I did, and he was like one of those kids that gravitated towards playing every single sport on the planet. I was like, nah, there's some of these I can take or leave.
The second I realized my brother could beat me at horse and pick up basketball,
You were done?
I was done. I'm never playing that again. Like, and if we played 10 times, I think it'd probably be 5-5. Like, neither one of us are particularly good. But once I realized I couldn't be 10-0, I quit.
We didn't. Here's the thing, though. We didn't really play a lot of games where him being better at something mattered. Like Brian started playing golf when he was young. I didn't even pick up a club, I think, until I was like 27 or something. So the fact that he was better than me didn't matter because when I was young, I found golf boring. I had no interest in playing whatsoever. He was a better. I can ice skate, but he's a better ice skater because he played hockey. But he was never going to be able to show that against me on ice skates. You know what I mean? So it didn't matter that he was better at me than hockey.
Looks basically impossible. So anybody that can do it at all, I assume, is the equivalent of Wayne Gretzky. It all looks in borderline like witchcraft that they can do what they do out there.
You know, and he was better at baseball than I was, for example. Like Brian was a pretty good baseball player, but it's hard. You can't go one-on-one in baseball.
No.
So in that sense, that he was better than me also didn't matter.
Speaking of baseball, Gavin Lux is talking about how he's dealing with, the very beginning of his rehab. He's got a long way to go. This is like a year-long thing before he's ready. And he said, I've already talked to a lot of the guys who've been banged up, Dustin May, Walker, just picking their brains like, how do you get through this? I'm already losing my mind a bit. They said I got to figure out something to occupy my time, a hobby. Mine is video games. That's how I'm going to be spending the next 10 months.
That's going to get boring.
I was just going to say,
30 days,
after 10
2 weeks.
days of endless video games, aren't you kind of done with that?
Not if you ask Kyler Murray.
Maybe he'll come back as the quarterback of the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like...
They're going to have to put a clause in Gavin Lux's contract.
I don't think there's anything that if you just did it every day for 10 months.
Well, you've said this before. You said that there was a time, I think you were out of work in between jobs.
I got sacked from the Rome Show.
Okay, so and how long were you thinking to yourself like, oh, okay, I'm going to get paid out until this?
So I had a runway, a pretty long runway, about like 14 months. Okay, where there was I was still getting paid, which was wonderful and awesome. After about 30 days, I'm like, I got to find something to do.
Really?
Yes. This is not.
You grabbed a vine and you
golf!
reached out?
You can only play so much golf, Mace. You can only go through whatever it is you're doing. You can only read so many books, go for so many bike rides, go for so many walks.
Mace, how about travel for like
something
7 months? Just
that's
go.
when I went to Africa. Was when I got blown out at WNU. Well, I quit. No, I didn't get blown. I quit. They were happy.
You can't fire me. I quit.
I quit. But I got 6 months. That's when I went to Africa. That's when I went to do the Olympics in Australia.
But you were working in the Olympics, yes?
I was, but then I spent 3 more weeks in Australia. I went to Perth. I went to Melbourne. I didn't just stick with Sydney. So you get that 6 months, and you're like, I'm gone.
That's the difference between getting paid to go away when you have kids versus when you don't have kids. Like, Travis can't just go off on safari.
Right, true.
Just tell Susan,
there might have been some pushback on that.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's true. That's a different scenario. That's the advantage of being
Susan,
single.
Finding my bliss. What am I supposed to do? I can't work?
Yeah.
Oh, I could have. I just couldn't find it.
Is this still the dump or is this super?
We're still at the dump.
This is still Dump
Plus? We have not gotten to,
right, Dump Plus. It's a brand new thing.
It's a streaming service.
The extra dump. Hey, Dump Plus. It's another streaming
service. For the subscribers.
Yeah. It's $1.99 a month. And
it's a membership.
Dump Plus. We started at
Exclusive.
We started at 114 every day. If you'd like to sign up to Dump Plus, I'll send you my Venmo.
You get a blue check mark.
Yeah. Oh, those are going away.
Yeah,
Right? Those are going away. Let's do a little Supercross talk.
ESPN AM 710 Los Angeles. KRDC AM 1110 Pasadena, Los Angeles.
K256CX 99.1 FM Pasadena, Los Angeles.
It's the greatest segment in LA sports radio history.
Oh my God. When the shows come together for magic on the radio.
It will only grow stronger. Super Crosstalk.
Are we ready for Mason and Ireland to join Travis and Slee?
Super Crosstalk begins.
Super Crosstalk presented by In-N-Out Burger. In-N-Out. That's what a hamburger is all about.
It's time for Super Crosstalk.
All right, so Al's getting ready to go to Houston this weekend.
I'm
for the
excited
Final Four.
for him.
So
Yeah.
am I. He's leaving.
Kirk's going to be out there.
Yep. You're leaving on the red eye Friday night.
Friday night, 11 o'clock.
He's also going to stay through the weekend and work in Houston on Monday, go to the championship game if the Aztecs are alive.
If all goes
Are you
well.
going regardless?
So we have tickets for it. I
Okay.
guess the question, like John
Do not
mentioned, if
sell
your
your
team
tickets.
doesn't,
Yeah, sell
then
them.
you just sell them.
Yeah,
but
you
You'd
don't
be
wanna
bored
be
out
there.
of your mind if your team's
Yeah.
not there.
yeah, you might be
No
right.
fun. That's
No,
no
we'll
fun.
find out.
So let's we're stipulating that the basketball gods will not be enraged by this.
Yes.
But let's stipulate that the Aztecs get in. Let's assume that it happens, and the San Diego State basketball team is your national champion.
Wow.
That game will end at say roughly 10 o'clock local time in Houston. Okay.
Yeah.
You have what's your flight the next morning?
Got a bird going out at 5:15 a.m. Tuesday morning.
5:50 to be on the air here at 10 o'clock. That
Wow,
very
that's
same
bold,
morning.
man. That's bold.
I'm off that day. I've been on the books for
Slee solo that day?
Not
Oh,
solo.
I'm in.
Are you
Oh,
in?
I'm in.
Oh,
Okay.
perfect.
It's
Yeah.
really important, Slee, that you get on that bird.
Celebration Tuesday.
So does he just drink the entire night and go to the airplane?
You have my permission. You frankly have my encouragement. Come in hammered.
yeah,
I'm good with it.
I don't see why not. Get those little bottles on
Don't
the
come in
airplane.
hammered. Please
Yeah.
don't come in hammered, but come in maybe not well rested.
Yeah, no, little bottles. on
Okay,
the airplane.
let's be honest here. Let's be realistic
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
if
you're
they
right.
did what they did, and it's done at 10:30, no one's going back to their VRBO and saying, "All right, well, let me crack.
I got an early flight.
Let me get
Right.
2 more hours of sleep."
No, you're not doing that.
That's not happening. So I think you just go, and even if that has to go all the way till what time do the bars close in Houston?
I think it's 2.
Okay, take it right to 2. From 2, get right to the airport. Go right to the airport from there.
Do you keep the party going on the plane?
Do what you got to do at the airport, and then on the plane, if it happens, it happens.
Okay.
I'm not going to have a car when I'm in Houston. I'm going to take an Uber from here to there, so I got to take an Uber back to here.
I thought Emily was going to drop you off at the
Did
airport.
we ever get
pick
that
you up.
sorted out?
I've got a job to do. I got to get ready for the show because clearly Slee's going to be hammered. So
Somebody needs to pick you up at the airport. 877-710-ESPN.
If SDSU does this thing that we're talking about, and you don't come back to LA with an SDSU tat,
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
you suck.
Those
Where is
tat,
it?
those
Really?
tat parlors open all night.
Where?
It's
Houston.
No, he's saying where on the body.
Where on the body?
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Right here.
That
Dude, go face.
right there. No,
Bicep?
that and teardrops. Teardrops and this
Well,
on the side
teardrops,
of the
but it has the name of the team.
Oh, yeah.
That's
inside
good.
Every
the
Yeah,
player.
That's good.
Its own drop.
So that everybody asks, those who have like tattoos on their face, I just want to ask them, like, hey, can you just give me the whole backstory, everything? I'm going to be the guy that they're asking, and I'm going to say, well, I do a show, and they told me to get a tattoo if SDSU
Right,
Those
wins.
teardrops represent the players that SDSU killed.
If I told you, okay, this is good. If I told you that the only way San Diego State wins is if you get a tattoo, would you get that? Would you get a tattoo in order for San Diego State?
So I have to get a SDSU tattoo.
Correct. And if you get it,
Yeah.
they win it all.
Does
Yeah, I
it
would-
matter
yeah, I would
where
do
the
that.
tattoo is?
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be like.
Let's assume we're not doing face or
On the
something.
guns?
Right.
You're going to do it on
What,
the
what if
guns?
it's on
Somewhere
your forearm?
covered,
What if it's on your
somewhere-
forearm right here?
an
Like,
SDSU
the people-
right
people-
there.
Mine's right here.
What do you got? Pull your shirt more.
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mine's right there.
Can I put it there?
But
Yeah, you can put it
Yeah,
there.
then I would do
Yeah.
it.
okay.
Yeah, I would do
What
it.
about the forearm? Let's figure out where the line is.
Sleeve.
Full Aztec
sleeve.
Aztec
sleeve.
to get SDSU on the forearm and San Diego State wins a national championship. Yeah, I think I would do it on the forearm too.
Yeah.
Nothing, nothing from here up.
No, that's fine.
No,
That's
no,
fine.
No. The neck and up that's
It's next level.
It's reasonable to say no to that.
Just think about that for a second. Again, from a city that has never won literally any championship. And it's on my shoulders to get an SDSU. Yeah, I would do that.
That is, I never really. They've never won anything in San Diego.
They've never won.
They've lost more teams than they've actually won championships.
Well, the crazy thing is not only have they never won, for a city that has had professional sports for a relatively long period of time, they've only had a handful of bites.
Chargers were there.
Yeah, they got one World Series.
Chargers
were
there.
Two World Series, one Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Chargers were there for 55 years. 55 years they were there.
Padres
one Super Bowl against the 49ers.
68. That's 50.
And at least the franchise started there. But they lose to the Tigers in the 84, whatever it was.
The Yankees swept them.
And the Yankees swept them.
Yeah. Never anything.
Nothing. So if all that has to do,
be a gigantic parade in San Diego if this happens?
I gotta be honest. They got to do something, even if they're out on Saturday. You got a Final Four is like, think about that for a second. The Final Four is as big as it gets in the world of college basketball. Yeah. I know if they didn't win it, I understand that, and it would be disappointing if they lost.
You cannot have a parade after a loss. You can't.
Not a parade, but you got to do something.
A pep rally on campus.
No, you can't
do something.
Yeah,
for a Final Four?
No, you don't. You put a Final Four banner. Up,
banner will go up.
You put a finalist banner if you lose in the finals. You put a 2023.
You put a Final Four ballot if you made the Final Four.
If you win on Saturday and lose on Monday, you don't have a Final Four banner. You have a finalist banner.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like, because that's
don't put the score on there.
No, it's not. Right. When you were at SC, did they win any titles when you were there?
No, actually, when I was at SC, it was a down period for the football team. Folks may remember Reggie Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Quarterback, I believe, was my sophomore year. Freshman year, I was there for Marinovich.
Okay.
His last year there. Actually, I had a sculpture class with Marinovich. He's a really cool guy.
Just give that guy one Big Mac. He was one Big Mac away from a gigantic career.
How did that story ever get told? Because he played high school sports down by where I live now.
Yes.
And so I've run across a million people that have, interacted with the family over the years. Everybody knew that was baloney.
Yeah.
Like it was that he didn't eat this stuff and that he was a kid that his dad was.
Wait a minute, you're saying I thought his dad was literally controlling his life and he never had a Big Mac.
Turns out it's not true.
Well, his dad was controlling his life.
Yes, but he would go to parties and have things that were worse than Big Macs.
I'd rather not know this because I love the Big Mac story, which I have told for years and years, true or not, apocryphal
He's
or not.
had a Jumbo Jack.
Yeah,
That's happened.
Jumbo Jack's a good sandwich.
It is a good
I hope that wasn't shady.
You want to know
I used to get Jumbo Jack 2 tacos all the time.
You want to know how it happens, like how the story can actually manifest itself for Marinovich. It's pre-social media. That would have been outed in social media. Somebody would have seen Todd Marinovich with fast
at a
food.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Eating a Big Mac.
Del
Somebody
Taco,
would have taken
somewhere like that.
That pic,
the security cam from the drive-thru at McDonald's. Is that Marin? I think that's him.
Yes.
I think that's him. No, I'm excited for you, Slee. He and Kirk are going to hook up and kind of get after it a little bit.
You and Kirk get tats together if the thing happens.
Kirk might already have one.
Yeah, Kirk could have one.
But he'd be commemorating this one, and they'd be matching tats with Slee.
If you only know how many times I'm going to say, yeah, I know Kirk Morrison. I'm going to use that all weekend long.
Play that hard.
All weekend long.
Yeah.
What is the Bowling Green mascot, Mace?
The Falcons. The Mighty Falcons, yeah.
If the Falcons found their way into this situation, you'd get tatted up?
I would like to point out, I got this on Twitter today, that the Bowling Green State University Lady Falcons are in the Final Four of the NIT.
Are you going to get a tattoo?
I'm going to reserve a tattoo.
Bowling Green NIT 2023.
Just write a paragraph.
Yeah.
Just talk about their season.
Yeah, I was thrilled over that. By the way, we had Jim Larinaga. He was terrible. Now Jim Larinaga took George Mason to the Final Four.
Oh, yeah.
You had him as a coach. I thought you meant
Miami took him there. No, he didn't win anything when he was at Bowling Green.
Do you guys like the way that it's said? And like San Diego State has a bunch of guys from other places.
Yeah.
That every team does. That's not a San Diego State thing.
Yeah.
But that it is so season to season that they're going to shuffle. These teams aren't even in the Final Four are going to have totally different teams beyond this. In college football is a lot like that.
Yep.
I know that I'm in the minority here of somebody that follows college baseball, but college baseball is like everybody changes teams every year.
It's free agency.
It's just a little. I'm happy that kids can move. I'm happy that they get NIL. Fully support that, but the constant shuffling of, well, he was all Pac-12 at Cal last year, and now he's at UCSB, and this guy's at San Diego State.
And he went to the Big Ten.
Yeah, it's weird.
So I wonder if at some point these different people or companies offering NILs, like if you have a company, for example, that the CEO is a big-time alum and booster fan of some program, you'll get the NIL, but you have to stay a certain amount of time.
You'll have a commitment.
Yeah. Because I feel like that if you're looking, if you care about the idea of kids constantly entering the transfer portal, looking for something better, which more power to them, that could be the preventative. Just like, look, I'll pay you triple this NIL, but you have to stay here at least 2 years, at least 3 years, whatever it is. And then it's up to the kid to say yes or no.
What, are you signing a contract with the booster?
I mean,
you're signing a contract.
Usually it was just a suitcase.
No.
I will render these services for this amount payable on this date.
That's called a contract.
I can promise you that some of the people now in the NIL game, there's at least a Venn diagram where it crosses over to under the table booster money. Sure. I can promise you that there are some of the same people.
Of course it is.
They can just now do it in the open.
Yeah, they're doing it in the porch instead of in the garage.
Right, exactly.
It's the same money from the same people. We just don't have to pretend it's not happening.
The only reason why I think the transfer portal, I see what you're saying. Like, you got guys that are they're going from university to university. But just to use as an example, it's like, I don't know if that's the reason why you had so much uncertainty in this tournament, because a team like FAU is going to have guys that have been there for longer. A team like San Diego State.
I have heard that the other teams in the Final Four have taken advantage of the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Beto told me that the other day. He said it's not just the teams
It's everybody.
being together. It's like somebody transferred to Florida Atlantic because they thought they could get playing time where they couldn't get it where they were.
For sure. Al, you know better than I know at least 2 of San Diego State's starters were on a different team
There you
last
go.
year.
So transfer portal.
Matt Bradley was there last year, but he
was all Pac-12 at Cal a couple of years before that.
They've had players kind of come and go, and I think just kind of the landscape. Let's use SC and UCLA. They're going to go to a different conference. It's all going to be completely solely based on how much money that you're going to make. A lot of it's going to be due for those respective reasons.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I mean, if you get a better opportunity at a different school because you're going to get more playing time
Players
than you
have
thought.
just become the coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only designation and difference now is this has always been happening. It was just the coaches who could do it.
All right, I got a quick one before we get out of here.
Hey, by the way, Slee, you're by the thermostat. I just saw a penguin. Can we warm this place up a little bit? Jeez.
Well, he's got a parka on like he's going on
you are. You're
expedition
all
to the
parked up.
North Pole.
You're freezing? You're cold?
Yeah, I'm really cold.
Okay, here's what happens with this.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Yes,
so I can
you
do
are
it.
by the thermostat.
Sometimes Trav say, can you get that thing lower? Didn't happen today.
Yeah.
Other times, you'll exit, and on your way out, you'll hit it a couple times. I haven't touched it yet today. Did you touch
I have
it?
not touched
No,
it.
it's a freezer. There's like meat hanging and stuff. It's
You're dressed
ridiculous.
nicely today. Do you have an appointment or something?
No, this is the brand new me.
Yeah, but it
Brand new me's a grown-up.
like 3 days before you showed up in shorts and a sweatsuit.
No, brand new me. I'm wearing grown up clothes.
It looks good.
Yeah, no, man.
That's what I just said. I said
I got
you
new
look nice.
shoes on.
Those
I've
are
been-
nice.
Yeah.
Have you seen Chris hobbling around
those
so
all
far?
Yeah, Morales.
Yeah.
I think it's karma.
What for?
Everything. Karma for
Just
everything.
the universe said today's the day.
Yes.
It
yes.
started in 2007.
Yep.
Like the Karma Police have this file on Morales.
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
its own room. Like it's just a room
It's
of
off-site.
files.
Yes. Yeah.
You ever fallen in public?
Are you really asking me that?
May sit this one out.
My bad, man.
Really
Yeah.
asking
Sit
me
this
that?
Within the last 3 months? No.
Are you really asking me that?
AK, I'll gear it towards you. Matt, he said something that I think everybody's initial reaction to. Your first concern is not, am I injured? Your first concern is, who just saw me fall?
Right.
You just kind of, you start looking around, and that's what Chris said. Chris said he falls. It's pouring rain outside.
Yeah.
He said nobody helped him, but the first thing he did, his knees bother him. He just looks to see, did anybody just see that? Anytime that's happened, it's the exact same thing for me,
Now,
too.
what's the second thing? if somebody saw you fall, stand up right away and pretend
I'm
like
fine.
nothing happened.
It's
Even if you busted something, stand up right away and like, yeah, I'm fine.
I can tell you the exact
When they
moment.
come and say, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, don't do that. You're drawing more attention."
Exactly.
Leave me alone.
The exact moment where I lost my self-consciousness about falling in a crowd, it was sometime in college at SC. I used to ride my skateboard. I lived off campus. I would ride my skateboard to classes. I would have it on campus. Sometimes I'd be riding. I bit it in the middle of the quad at like noon. I mean, like half of the campus was there, watched me go like straight up in the air, land on my back. At that point, I was like, it can't get any worse than this.
So this was, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. I was working for the Angel Station. And right before the start of the season every year, I don't know if they still do it, they might. They have a 5K, right? And and you start at the Big A, you end at the Big A, and you run through Anaheim. And they have a little pep rally for the start of the season before. And because I was working for that station, they had me come up and talk and say, hey, we're getting excited, we're going to go run. And I was running in the 5K as well. So people, I don't want to say everybody knew who I was, but I was on stage in front of most of the runners at this thing about 15 minutes before this happened. They start the race. I'm running along, and I'm kind of in the middle of the pack. I'm not slow. I'm not fast. I'm just kind of doing my thing.
Right.
I have on my AirPods. I've got my sunglasses, a hat, the whole thing, and I'm running along. Got my phone in my hand, and I trip over those little blue reflectors in the middle of the road.
Oh yeah, really?
That denote the no,
laugh
that's
track?
not funny. And yard sale. I go down. AirPods go this way. Sunglasses go that way. I fall on the street. It's like on Gene Autry Boulevard. I tear the skin off my hands, and I'm in front of all of these people that I was just standing and talking to 10 minutes before.
Right.
The entire race felt like it came to a stop, so everyone could come over to see if, and just like you said, popped right up. I'm fine.
Yeah.
People are bringing me, here's your AirPod back, here are your sunglasses.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm bleeding from my hands, and just leave me alone.
You just hear
Let me
the
keep
ambulance
moving.
in the background.
Do the Pee Wee Herman. I meant to do that.
It was so embarrassing.
I haven't fallen since
that last fall.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
You made it through
I think
pickleball.
I did make it
Mace.
through pickleball. Exactly.
Super Cross Talk is powered by In-N-Out Burger. That's what a hamburger is all about.